Man, watching through some of this gameplay, like these graphics, this combat, how can you not be excited for this game when it looks this good? Now, when this game was first announced, I admit I was very tempted to go ahead and do a video on it, but I ultimately ended up being too busy, I think, at the time, and it just slipped my mind. But after seeing Bandai Namco, who are the people behind the successful Code Vein game, the upcoming Tales of Arise game, and the upcoming Blue Protocol MMORPG release a brand new trailer at Gamescom, it ignited or reignited that urge I had to do a dedicated video on it. Plus, I mean, it's an anime RPG. Our entire community is, for the most part, built on people who love games in this genre, so missing out on this opportunity to do a video on it would have been a little silly. So here we are right now doing a video on Scarlet Nexus, and you know what, I could not be any more excited if that isn't already coming across right now through the screen. This game actually, no joke, looks insane. Scarlet Nexus takes place in a post-apocalyptic future where Earth was invaded and people with special psychokinetic abilities have been recruited by an organization known as Organization 13. Wait, no, wrong game, sorry. Known as the Other Suppression Force to combat them. Each person has a different ability, with us taking on the role of Yuito Sumeragi, possessing telekinesis, allowing us to wield a huge sword with our mind. The game takes place in the city continent of New Himuka, probably named after old Himuka was destroyed. And we're actually the descendant of the man who founded the very city that we play in. So you can bet that everyone knows who we are. And you know what? If they don't, they will, for one reason or another. Maybe it's because we're gonna be like really super badass psychokinetic warriors. Maybe it's because we're gonna die 10 seconds after engaging in our very first fight. Who knows? I'm not judging you and how good or bad you may end up ultimately being at the game. Interestingly, the monsters known as Others take on the form of nightmarish amalgamations, things you would not expect to see combined together. And while yeah, the game looks like a cyberpunk themed RPG with monstrous elements intertwined, Kenji Anabuki, the director for the upcoming game, said that the team is definitely not just making another cyberpunk inspired world. A new term has actually been coined for this game, brainpunk, with Kota Ochiai, the art director, going on to ask, in a society where everyone's brains are always connected, what is loneliness? See, in Scarlet Nexus, we're all connected. Where typically in cyberpunk games, advancements target the physical aspect of the body, in brainpunk games, it's going to instead focus on the mental aspect. The developers revealed that we're going to see the protagonist struggle with this over the course of the game. So, with the setting out of the way, what actually is Scarlet Nexus? An upcoming brainpunk themed action anime RPG developed by Bandai Namco. The game has been confirmed to be releasing in 2021 with a release date scheduled on or before December 31st, 2021. And yes, I know guys, before you go ahead and tell me that this is a placeholder date, I am well aware that this is in fact a placeholder date, but we can take solace knowing for a fact that it is confirmed to be coming out sometime over the course of 2021. Scarlet Nexus will actually be launching onto PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series X. The game utilizes full action combat, providing players various psychokinetic abilities to wreak havoc on your enemies. As a telekinetic specifically, we're capable of not only lifting our giant sword with our mind, but other objects and utilizing them in combat as well, such as large blocks, cars, and other objects scattered around the environment, while providing the option for plenty of different attack combinations. The goal of the game is to save the world from the Others, deranged mutants that have descended from the sky and are immune to conventional weapons and defenses. The game features beautiful, and I'm not kidding here guys, it features absolutely stunning graphics. Like, just take a moment here and look at how incredible this looks. You cannot tell me, I don't care who you are, you can't tell me if you're a fan of anime, even if you're not a fan of anime games, you can't tell me that this does not look really cool. Bandai Namco have been killing it recently with all of their anime titles, and I dare say are the only developers left really pushing the anime RPG style to the extent that it's being pushed to, which, you know, is fine by me. They're monopolizing on a market that no other developer seems to be capable of really breaking out into, despite all of the anime themed games coming out these days. And you cannot deny that Bandai Namco have actually brought a certain level of polish to their games that other game devs just haven't really been bringing. Polish that I actually hope is reflected in both their upcoming Tales of Arise and their Blue Protocol games, as I am very eagerly anticipating both. Honestly, from what I've seen of the gameplay thus far and what you guys have seen of the gameplay thus far, even the graphics, you cannot tell me that this does not look incredible. Running around the city, kicking ass and taking names, especially with other party members, looks like it's going to be quite the thrill. The combat, which is an integral part of every action title combat, it looks very smooth and very fleshed out. Seeing the character lift up vending machines, cars, and other objects, throwing them at the various monsters, seeing the large fire elemental explosions, the combos with other characters, even seeing the bosses themselves leave me almost unable to contain my excitement. This is going to be another huge hit for Bandai Namco, and that comes a year after the huge success of Code Vein. And while we technically don't have an exact release date for the game right now, knowing that it's coming out next year is more than enough for me. I am beyond hyped and I cannot wait to get my hands on this. But this is my opinion, my impressions of the game right now. What do you guys think? Are you hyped for this? What are you most excited for? Let me know down in the comments below and let's talk about it. Anyway guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time.
Someday soon I'm gonna make it. Yeah.